Hello and welcome to the Sports Center YouTube channel. So this week has been an absolute fantastic week. It's the week that just keeps giving and giving in terms of sports news. So today there has been an absolute bombshell. An Olympic female boxer, Angela Carini, voluntarily abandoned a fight against her Algerian opponent, Imani Khalif, after 46 seconds. Carini took a stiff jab from Khalif and apparently seconds after refused to carry on, claiming that that was the hardest punch she had ever received. Me and Carl are here to discuss this and more. Carl, how are we doing?
Yeah, good, good. I do think this one's. I don't agree with what's going on at the minute. I don't know about you.
Well, I think it's obviously worth for people who don't know. I'm assuming everyone who's watching probably does know, but so the Algerian boxer Imani Khalif, I think I'm getting the pronunciation correct, is competing as a transgender, so was formerly a male.
Yeah, they've been found with XY chromosomes or whatever, which is a male. Or so, in other words, high testosterone. And I'm sure it was the world champs that banned her from fighting, but yet the Olympic IOC have sanctioned it, saying it's fine.
It was, yeah. So just literally coming off the back of that, then I did a bit of research and also just tapped into some of the other reporting that's happened today. So Sky Sports actually reported that I think it was 2 years ago. Khalif was like you've just said, basically not able to compete in the World Championships due to testing too high for testosterone levels. Now,
There was another boxer as well. There was two of them.
was there two? Was there?
I can't remember what the other name is, but there was a lot of protests about nobody wanting to fight him, and I think the the governing body or whatever it is of the world champs stood up and listened and said, "Yeah, I think you're right. Therefore, you're not fighting." Whereas the Olympic Committee have gone the other way.
Well, it's just to jump in there, mate. It's really interesting that you said that because the governing body for the world champs is actually different to the one at the Olympics,
Yeah, yeah,
and
and obviously they
apparently,
differ. They differ,
I've
they differ on
I've read that these two
opinion.
bodies do not get on. Apparently, they're not fans of each other.
But I think any physical sport, you cannot have what was born a male and transitioned into a female competing in physical sport. You just cannot. It's dangerous, and especially boxing. We talk about even just male on male. It's extremely dangerous. Female on female is extremely dangerous. The punches to the head, which can be fatal. Never mind a born male punching a female.
Mm.
I mean, just society in general tells us you don't hit a woman.
Well, it goes to
And
say
that's
that
exactly what it's been. And it could kill her quite easily. Just kill her. It is ridiculous.
well, that's what I mean. Like literally 40 odd seconds into the fight was stopped after 46 seconds. So you got to say like 40 seconds into the fight, there's this Angela Carini, this Italian boxer, basically took. Have you watched it? So she took I think it was a stiff left jab.
No,
So it was a left jab, and she basically come out after the fight and said that is the hardest punch I have ever received. And this girl obviously competes in combat sport for a living, and she's probably been
I
around the
just
block
I
and had a
feel
fair
so
few
sorry for
fights.
her. I just feel so sorry for her. She'll have trained and trained and trained for the past 4 years, thinking I'm going
Mm.
to go to Olympics and give it my all, try and get a gold medal, etc. And you come up against what was a man.
She was in so after the fight, oh, so she voluntarily stopped the fight, basically threw the towel in on her own accord. Therefore, the referee basically had to do and the winner being held the hands up of the Algerian. She left the ring, and the Italian Carini was just basically just on her knees in the middle of the ring, just crying.
I don't, it just makes me sick. I'm not against people transitioning to what they feel they are, or what they. I mean, terminology might be wrong, but I have no issue with it. But you cannot compete into physical sport. It's like there was a South African sprinter a few years ago, and she wanted to race, and they said no, because all they'll do is these trans men to women. They will just go and obliterate every single world record there has been in women's sport. I mean, I think there was something that a while ago someone mentioned about why can't men and women compete against each other in tennis?
Yeah.
And someone made a comment saying that I think it might have even been McEnroe said something along the lines of the world number one women player wouldn't beat the world's number 200, the men's 200th player.
Mm.
And there were uproar. And Serena Williams, who is actually the goat of women's tennis, actually came out and said, if I played Andy Murray, he'd beat me 6-love, 6-love.
Yeah.
So the power, the athleticism is just on a completely different level between men and women. And that's not to say that men are better than women or anything like that. It's just the fact that the different breeds.
Well,
and if you want to transition out, like you cannot go back into that field or and compete against the opposite field.
Yeah,
it does not work.
I'm going to put a picture up here. Now, I'm not kind of judging or anything like that, but the transgender woman, this Khalif, still has very, very masculine features. So you can clearly tell, like the jawline, everything like that. You can see the muscle mass in her arms compared to the Karina. It's just totally different. And as you say, it's not a case of men are better than women by any stretch of the imagination. This isn't what I'm definitely not trying to get at either. It's just generic. Men, majority of the time, don't get me wrong, there are exceptions to the rules, but a lot of the time, men are built, bone mass or muscle mass, it's bigger and stronger than most women. And therefore, kind of piggybacking off you said, you can't just say, well, and this is what the governing body, forgive me, it was called the IOC. So the IOC, which is the governing body of the Olympics, they basically said, well, this person, this human, is a woman on her passport, so therefore she will compete in a woman's gender category, and it's just completely wrong. And I'm going to throw some out here and give me your take on this, mate. But this, to me, is as bad as using PEDs, as bad as using performance-enhancing drugs. We all absolutely hammer boxers. Me and you love us boxing. Big fans of us boxing. And we hammer boxers who, they get tested positive for drugs because it's a fucking dangerous sport. They're putting their lives on the line, and you get people who drug cheat. And this, to me, and don't get me wrong, this woman has not cheated. She's just followed the rules that have been given to her and set out to her. But it's dangerous, and it's as dangerous as putting a boxer in there with another boxer who's used PEDs.
It's gaining an advantage.
Absolutely.
I completely agree with everything you've just said. It's gaining an advantage through no fault of her own, through her life choices. But the IOC need to be hang their heads in shame, because this is going to kill someone. It is dangerous.
Yeah, I totally agree, mate. I think I don't know whether obviously there's a body above this IOC where someone needs to get involved, but they need to hammer down on this organisation, on this governing body, hard and quick, because it's
what's it going to take? It's going to take someone to die. Is that what it is? Or someone to be extremely hurt? Whether it is in boxing or rugby or whatever other sport, it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's a funny one, because what do you reckon will happen to the competition now? Do you think? Because let's say this woman goes on and wins it, what does it just carry on as everything get brushed into that? It's
well, it'll be interesting what then. I don't know who her next opponent is, but it'd be interesting what they do. It would be so powerful to just do something very similar. Yeah, not fighting, and then just in effect let her win gold medal by default. And it won't be like winning. It'll make a massive statement. I don't think that'll happen, but I keep saying it. This is so wrong.
It's like you say, so what happens then if, well, God forbid, if her next opponent goes in, does get severely harmed, there'll be absolute uproar.
It could. I dread to think what their consequences would be. Can you imagine putting some? I don't know. It'll just and just putting a man and a woman in a fight. It just does not sit well. If no transgender, no transition. If you just put a man and a woman in a fight in a boxing ring, it would look odd. Everyone would be like, no, 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 you can't do that. No way, no way. Well, what's the difference? The body mass, the body type is still the same. Whether they feel something different inside, they've had surgeries or they've had certain blockers to stop producing testosterone, etc. That body has still been built from the age of being born to whenever it is they start taking these procedures. That's still being built like a male. So in effect, it's still a male v female fight in my eyes.
It's funny how it was even allowed to happen, though, isn't it? Do you think organisations are a little bit scared of
Yes.
saying no?
Yeah. Everybody wants to be. I think it's Olympics. It's about everybody being included, everyone having an opportunity, everyone being able to go and compete. But nobody's saying, I've forgotten a name, shouldn't compete. Maybe we need to create a male competition, female competition, trans competition. I don't know whether you mentioned something about her passport says female or woman. Well, I'm sorry, it shouldn't go on the passport. It should go on birth certificate. What were you born as? You were born a male. You were born a female. That is what it should be going on, not what it says on your passport.
To me, and listen, we're jumping off the back of this literally in the space of a few hours, but to me, I think there has to be some sort of sacrifices, and again, just putting it out there, this is nothing against anyone who wants to do whatever you want with your life. It's your life, you live it once, do what you want. But I think if you want to go from a man to a woman or vice versa, there has to be certain sacrifices in life that you have to think, do you know what? If I follow through with this, I'm never going to be able to compete in a boxing ring with a woman or something. Do you know what I mean? There has to be some sort of thing that you see you sacrificing. You can't compete or do certain things. And I think this is definitely one of them because, like you say, what's it going to take? Someone gets seriously injured, someone can break, we've seen over the past boxing, it's a vicious sport. We've seen boxers brain damage and all sorts. It's not nice. And don't get me wrong, it happens once in a blue moon, but it happens.
For me, I just think I'll probably get a lot of people not liking this comment, but what is it going to take? Why do these people who trans not have the thought process of, is this the right thing to do? Are they that single-minded, right, that they think, I am a woman, I will not have any extra advantage or anything? Because I can't believe that is their thought process. They must have in the back of their head, shit, I do have a man's body. Even though they might feel and want to be a woman, they might feel like that, but in the back of their head, they know at some point in their life, they were male, built like a male. So they must be able to think, is this the right thing to do? Should I really be getting in a ring and fighting a woman?
Yeah, it's almost saying you should have a conscience, and your conscience would kick in and think, you know what? Look, I'm presenting myself as I identify as a woman now, but still, I'm potentially going to hurt this person.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? This is I'm not trying to sound derogatory, but I'm going to try and layman's term it. It's like me putting a pair of high heels on, a wig on, some makeup, and going out and punching a woman, or just out in the street and saying, "Well, I am a woman."
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Do you
Shouldn't be
know,
laughing. I know, yeah.
does that make it all right? I know that's a bit of a, I know that's a really like unintelligent statement, but it's, in my opinion, it's fairly accurate.
No, I agree, mate. And I
You know,
think,
you could divulge it and make it a bit more intelligent and a bit more sophisticated, but let's really layman term dumb this down. That is what it boils down to.
mate, I'm all about it. And I think that's one thing that kind of we deliver on this channel. It's kind of black and white in it. We say it as it is. We're not here to offend anyone. It's just a case of, like you said, layman's terms. It's black and white. And I think subconsciously, maybe this woman should be thinking, I shouldn't be doing this. But I think if it boils down to
Is it
it, the governing
is
body are
it
at fault for this.
is it because they thinking this is an easy gold medal? I would never win that gold medal in men's, so I'll go and punch some women's lights out instead.
It questions, because some people may, and not saying that that is the case here, but some people may think that. They may think, well, do you know what? If I have this procedure and turn myself from a man to a woman, therefore I can potentially go and gain an advantage in getting a gold medal at the Olympics. Some people, it sounds ridiculous, but some people, the world's mad these days. The world's crazy, and it won't surprise me if someone did that. But as I say, just put it out there, not saying that this is the case here.
No, I mean on that as well. I'm sure we're in the news a few years ago that someone was arrested. It's nothing to do with sport, but it was someone who was arrested, and they then claimed, "I am not a man, I'm a woman." So he could go to a women's prison rather than a men's prison because it thought it'd be an easier life.
Really? Wow.
I don't know what the outcome of that was. Whether I think he actually ended up going to a men's and they overruled him. But that's well, you can say whatever you want
The world's a bit mad at the
to
moment,
be
isn't
in
it?
it. Whatever you want to be. Yeah, it's definitely taken a turn.
It has, mate. Right. Enjoyed that, mate. Good chat as always. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Let us know what you think. Do you agree with what we said? Do you disagree? Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. And don't forget, hit that button right in the middle of your screen and subscribe to the channel. Catch you later. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Now I'm still trying to give away this brand new pair of Nike Air Force Ones. They're a UK size 10, and all you've got to do to be with a chance of winning these is subscribe to the Sports Center YouTube channel. That's it. It's completely free, doesn't cost you a penny, and as soon as I hit 100 subscribers, these are getting sent to one lucky winner. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button now, and I'll catch you in a bit.